Alright, so if you clicked on this video, that means you are interested in finding out what my personal blueprint to making $1,000,000 on eBay is. This is going to be a multi-part video. Basically what I mean by that is we're only going to be covering electronics in this video. Now this is going to be a long video because we've got a lot of electronics to cover. I'll let you know ahead of time. We're going to cover phones, we're going to cover laptops, we're going to cover watches, we're going to cover tablets, we're going to cover consoles, home electronics, drones, and cameras. So we got 8 different sections to go over. We're going to start off with phones, and then we're just going to work our way down. This is the way you're going to make a lot of money on eBay for a simple reason. This little phone right here that you have, go on to Facebook Marketplace, just like this, Facebook Marketplace, and you're just going to search for any of these devices or electronics that I show you in this video. All you want to do, so we can actually already see the first one that we're going to cover is the Cat phone S62. So I'm just going to type in Cat S62 in my marketplace. S62. Boom. So some phones are starting to pop up. So then what I want to do is go into Cat phone S62 here in the search bar, search it. We see 49 results. We're going to check the sell-through rate. We're going to click sold, 247. So for every one that's listed, there's 5 that are selling. So that's a 500% sell-through rate. Every single item that I show you today is going to be over 100% sell-through rate. So if there's 100 listed, there's going to be at least 100 sold. Everything that I'm going to cover is going to be from 100 to 500% sell-through rate. At the very end, I got some heaters. I won't lie. We're already starting strong with a device that's 500% sell-through rate. I've got some that are over 1,000% sell-through rate. Some that are really crazy, so just make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to recommend to you guys that make sure you save this in your favorites or your watch later, save it to a playlist, bookmark the URL, something like that, because this is the only video of this kind that I'm going to make throughout the entire year. I think the next time I make a video like this is probably going to be in 2025. So throughout the entire year 2024, this is a video that you're going to be able to come back to. Things are not going to change very much. A lot of these devices are already at least 1 year old. So it's not like throughout the year they're going to become obsolete. They're still going to be relevant. If anything, you're going to add more things to this list rather than take things away from this list, if that makes sense. So make sure you save the video. Go ahead and drop a like on it. Like I mentioned, this video is only going to cover electronics. I think the next video is going to cover collectibles. So if you're interested in finding out what that next video is or being alerted when that comes out, make sure you go ahead to the bottom, hit subscribe, like the video, drop a comment, let me know what you'd like to see next. Other than that, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. So the first one that I already mentioned, we got the Cat S62 phone. I'll show you once again. We've got a 500% sell-through rate. So 50 listed and about 250 are sold. And then what I like to do is I like to go to price highest first just to see what the top end range is. And you can kind of see what the trend is. So, okay, 4G LTE unlocked. So you can see a lot of these are unlocked. So some phones are going to be locked to a specific carrier like Verizon, Sprint / T-Mobile, AT&T, Spectrum, whatever it is. Obviously the better phones are going to be the unlocked ones. And you can see the unlocked ones are the ones that are basically being listed for the highest. And then you see some like these where it's T-Mobile still selling for about 100, T-Mobile again, but any phone that you get unlocked is always going to be better. So let's go ahead and jump to the next one. We've got the Kyocera Duraforce Pro 2, 163 listed right now. Let's go ahead and check out the solds. So we've got about 140% sell-through rate. We're just going to say 100. So 100% sell-through rate. We'll check the highest, selling for up to about $174. So this is a device I'd probably consistently sell this for about 120, just to be, pretty pretty safe. And you can see these are open box, so these aren't brand new devices either. So I'll be looking to purchase this device for about $40 to $60. Let's just say $50 on average. It's going to cost maybe about $10 to ship. And then you also have to take account for eBay fees. So I say all in would be about $70 in. I would list it for $120 and sell it for about $120. So I'd make about $50 all in. Next device, similar device, Kyocera Duraforce Ultra 5G. So same phone, just like a different trim level, I guess you could say. 62 sold, 124 sell-through or sold. That gives us a 200% sell-through rate. So for every one that's listed, 2 have been sold. The higher the sell-through rate, the quicker it's going to sell. Let me just break it down to you as easy as possible. So the sell-through or the solds are only going to be relevant for the past 90 days. So anything that's sold in this 124 has all been sold in the last 90 days or 3 months. So what that means is if you have an item that's 100% sell-through rate, it should sell within 90 days. If you have an item that's 200% sell-through rate, it should sell within 45 days. If you have an item that's 300% sell-through rate, it should sell in 30 days. Okay, so let's keep going. Unihertz Tank 2. So this is a very, very, I don't want to say obsolete, but more just underground. Not a lot of people are really using the Unihertz Tank 2 phone, but the pricing on this phone is amazing. The sell-through rate is over 100%. If you can get your hands on one, it's gonna sell for at least a couple $100. We'll store it here by the highest, so you can see they're selling up to 600. Most of them selling around that 500 range. I think reliably, if you could get your hands on one, it's gonna sell for at least 300 to 400. So if you could get your hands on one for $100 to $200, I think that would be a great steal. And once again, 100% sell-through rate, so it's gonna sell within 90 days. Okay, LG V60 ThinQ 5G. We've got 238 listed, and we have 593 sold. So we got about a 300% sell-through rate. Let's just check it one more time. We've got 238 listed, so maybe about a 250% sell-through rate. And if we sort it by highest first, you can see that it's being sold for $350 to $400 brand new. Pre-owned, we've got one that sold for $300. Looks like it's a dual screen phone, which is really interesting. If you keep scrolling down, looks like brand new they're selling for $270, $250, $260. Here's one tip also, if you want to make it a little bit easier, if you know you're only going to be receiving used devices, here in the condition you can click used, and then it's just going to show you pre-owned. So pre-owned, they're still selling for $280, $270, $285, $271. This is a phone I'm going to look to spend about $100 on, flip it for $200, make about $100 profit. Okay. All right, so Samsung Galaxy S20. Now there's going to be a lot of Galaxies, about 5 of them I think I've got in this list. So we'll just break them down real quick. Any phone that's not the latest model, but it's a flagship model, basically a flagship for its time. For example, we're in 24 now, so a flagship of 2023, a flagship of 2022, etc. Those are all going to be great sellers going forward. What I mean by flagship is when you turn the TV on and you see a Samsung Galaxy commercial, what device are they advertising? That's typically your flagship model. Okay, so we've got 3,900 listed, and let's check the solds. 6,300, so maybe about 160% sell-through rate, so that should sell within about 60 days. We go ahead and sort by highest. We're not going to consider these outliers, these bulk ones. We're just going to scroll down a little bit. Let's see, we've got one selling for $470 pre-owned, another one pre-owned $420, so about the 400 range. So if you could get one for 100, ideal would be about 100 and 150. You might get one for about 200. That would still be a good deal. Same thing, S21 3700 results for the list, and if we go into sold, we've got 6,900, so same thing, about 150% sell-through rate. You can see highest here. Now, I would recommend, especially if you live outside of America, because I live in America personally, so it's going to show me a lot of American results. If you live in a different country, I would just recommend, if you do plan on purchasing one of these phones or selling one of these phones, never hurts to just double check what eBay's looking like for the current pricing. Maybe pricing can go up, maybe pricing can go down. But all of these devices are going to be at least 100% sell-through rate, so any device that you pick up on this list should be selling within at least 90 days. Okay, and especially when we get to the end of the list, where I've got some real heaters, the ones that basically if you list them, they're going to sell immediately. So S22, same deal, 2900 listed. We'll go to the solds. Boom, 6300. So this is actually a 200% sell-through rate, so this is going to sell within 45 days. All right, and we've got a lot of bulk devices here. Here's one pre-owned, $1,000. This is a Ultra. So just keep that in mind. A lot of these flagship devices, they'll have a couple different models. Like for example, I've got 2 different iPhones. I'll take the cases off just so you can get a better idea of what they look like. So I've got 2 iPhones. And if I put them right next to each other, you can see the white one is a little bit larger. You can also see this one's got 2 cameras. This one's got 3 cameras. They're the same device. They're both iPhone 12s, but this one is just a regular iPhone 12. This one is the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I believe they call it. So they're still the same phone, but they're different trim levels. Typically the way you want to go is if there's a regular trim level, you want to go with that and up. Okay, so basically what I mean by that is, I believe for the iPhone 12s, there's a 12 mini. I know for the iPhone 13s, there's a 13 mini. I'm pretty sure for the 12s, 12 mini as well. But the mini is what I would consider a step down from the regular model, which is the regular iPhone 12. So I personally would not go for an iPhone 12 mini. I would just focus on an iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, and an iPhone 12 Pro Max. So for the S22s, for example, I would just look at S22s, S22 Plus, S22 Ultra. And then remember also that there's gigabyte storage as well. So these come with 128 gigs, for example. So you can get a phone that's 256 gigs, half a terabyte of storage. Just know that those are going to sell for more as well. Typically MSRP, they're going to increase the price by $100 per increase of a gigabyte storage. So in regards to the resale market, if you have a phone that's half a terabyte compared to a terabyte, that terabyte one will probably sell for about $50 more. So just something to keep in mind. But I'm going to throw my case back on my phone here, and then we will keep on rolling. Okay. Once again, 6,300, so 200% sell-through rate. And real quick, I'll just tell you guys what I would probably end up buying this for. So I see one Ultra selling for $1,000. Just because it's selling for $1,000 doesn't mean I'm gonna go and buy it for $700 and try to sell it for $900 and make $200. I'm really trying to scope for a deal, because look at these. You can also find an Ultra selling for $700. So if I would have bought the phone for $700 and then tried to sell it for $900 and only sells for $700, then I basically just wasted my time, right? So I really want to be conservative, right? I want to scroll down a little bit, see not what the outliers are selling for, but what is the average selling for. So I can see the average is probably selling close to that 600 range. So I'm probably going to look to purchase the S22 Ultra around $300 to $400, sell it for $500 to $600, and make a comfortable $100, maybe $200 on the sale. Remember, sell through is king. Okay, don't worry about the price, don't worry about the cost, don't worry about the profit. Worry about the sell-through and nothing else. Especially if you're a beginner, just worry about the sell-through and nothing else. That's going to help you so much, especially if you're a beginning reseller. Worry about the sell-through and nothing else, because there's nothing worse than having an item sit in your inventory for years. Like, that's the worst thing you could ever do, because if you have $100, okay, I'm just gonna, maybe I can actually just break this down. I'll show you guys what we're looking at here. I actually probably should have went over this a little bit earlier, but you know, we're doing it live. Okay, we're doing it live. So this is basically a breakdown of what happens when you focus on sell-through and nothing else. Okay, so let's say I take $100 and I buy a phone for $100. I take that phone and I'm focusing on a phone that has 300% sell-through rate. So if I have 300% sell-through rate, it's gonna sell in 30 days, okay? So if I take that $100 and I turn that into a phone, and that phone sells in 30 days, that means in 30 days, I'll have $200. Because I took that phone worth $100, I flipped it for $200, okay? I got $200. It's just basic math, just follow along here. Okay, so after 30 days, I've got $200. So with that $200, I go and buy two phones, $100 each. And within 30 days again, so 60 days total, I've now made $400. I take that $400, I buy four phones, and then within 90 days, I got $800. I turn that $800 into 8 phones. Within 30 more days, I got $1,600. 30 more days, got $3,200. And this is the power of compounding. Now, everybody tells you about the power of compounding when it comes to your 401k or investing in the stock market. What about compounding in your eBay store? Like, if you really focus on the sell-through rate and focus on items that's gonna sell quickly, you can really take $100 and turn it into $500,000 in 360 days, 1 year. So if you just double this and just start with 200, this 200 turns to 400, this 400 turns to 800, blah, blah, blah. Everything moves up one step, and then this would be $1 million right here. So this is the blueprint to making $1 million on eBay. So I hope that makes sense. Drop a comment down below. Maybe I'll make another video specifically just covering this topic right here and how this math breaks down. But this is what I mean when I say focus on your sell-through. Focus on the sell-through. Your sell-through will save you. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. All right, so let's just go ahead and keep moving on. So what did we end off on? The S22. Listen, guys, I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but I'm just here to help you guys out. So hopefully you can pull some value from this video. 1,600 results for the S23. Let's go ahead and check the solds. Check it out, check it out, check it out. 5,200. Okay, beautiful sell-through rate, beautiful sell-through. 5,200 sold, and we've got, what was it again? 1,600, 16, 32, 48. So we've got over 300% sell-through rates. That means this is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. So with this is a 300% sell-through item, just how I was mentioning the example. Okay, so let's say we go to highest first, see what they're selling for. We'll even go ahead because I know we've got a lot of results in here. So we'll just break it down to used. Blah, 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 blah. So they sell for about 1,000, 900, 800 just to be safe. So if you took $400, right, you could buy one for $400 on Facebook Marketplace, flip it for 800, take that 800 and buy two phones, 400 each, sell those. Now you got 1,600, take that 1,600 and buy four phones, 400 each. Now you got 3,200, and this is every 30 days. Every 30 days, these phones are selling with 300% sell-through rate. Every 30 days, these phones are selling. Okay. Now remember, in this list, I got a lot more than just phones. Okay, we got cameras, we got drones, we got home electronics, we got laptops, we got tablets, we got a lot of stuff to cover. So I apologize if I'm going a little too fast. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. Okay, Samsung Galaxy S6 Pro. Okay, this is not a very popular phone, but once again, the sell-through is what we're looking at. Okay, we've got almost 200% sell-through. It's like 180, 190% sell-through. Okay, highest first, what's it selling for? We got one that's selling for 700. That's kind of an outlier. We're more looking at 300 to 400. Okay, so I'm gonna spend $100, like, especially with these very unpopular phones. A lot of people don't recognize what the value of these are, and there's not a lot of people even looking to buy these for resale. You have to recognize when some people are gonna be like, Jenny, why include these phones like the Unihertz Tank 2, the X-Cover 6? Like, how am I ever supposed to find these phones? Well, the thing is, there's not a lot of resellers looking for these phones. So yeah, it's not as common as an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy S23, but there's also less competition at the same time. So it really does actually break even when you realize that there's 1 million per people looking. Look, I seen this YouTube video of this guy flipping iPhones, and he turned like $100 into $1,000 flipping iPhones in a week. Just off of that title alone, you probably know who I'm talking about. I tried that. I could not find any iPhones. Like, I could find iPhones, but you got to sit on Facebook Marketplace and like really scope those out really quickly, because there's a lot of people that are competing to buy those phones. And if it's anyways, iPhone 11. So just like I was talking trash about iPhones, listen, me personally, I think reselling iPhones is a terrible idea, just because it's so time consuming and there's so much competition. But I would be wrong if I did not include it. I've got to be objective rather than subjective, because the fact of the matter is the sell-through is great, especially on this iPhone 11, 250% sell-through rate. The sell-through is great. So what kind of person would I be to not include this? Okay, we've got some lots of iPhones selling for huge amounts. We got 10 Apple iPhone 11s selling for $2,000, so it looks like they're selling for $200 each, which is very interesting. Let's see how much they're selling just individually. See if we can get some good data here. I mean, a lot of three, $674. So it looks like the going rate is about $200 to $250 for these iPhone 11s. So if I could buy one for about $100, that sounds about like a good price there. Let's jump to the Apple iPhone 12. Also great sell through, 15,000 listed. Let's see how many are being sold. 20,000. So we've got maybe about 120% sell through rate. We'll go ahead and check highest first. Once again, a lot of lots and stuff. Lots basically mean like bulk deals, bulk phones. But if we kind of just scroll through, sealed iPhone 12 Pro Max 750. So, you know, the top end for iPhone 12 Pro Max is going to be around 750. That means for a top end iPhone Pro, it's probably going to be about 650. And then top end iPhone regular 12 is going to probably be around 550. Okay, so and this is not going off of data. This is just going off of experience, and working with phones. Okay, so you'll be able to, you know, kind of get a better idea just depending on your experience level. But it looks like these iPhone 12s, I would probably sell an iPhone, just a regular iPhone 12. I'll probably sell it for about $300 to $400. So I'm going to look to probably get that for around $200. I really want to skip through these iPhones because I already mentioned I'm not a big fan of iPhones. I mean, I've got two iPhones right here, so I am a fan of iPhones, but not reselling iPhones specifically. This is what I was talking about. So the iPhone 13 mini, these are the ones I'd want to stay away from ideally, because I don't think the margin is there. Even if this, I don't think the sell-through is really there either, to be honest. So we've got 19,000 sold. Let's just check that sell-through one more time. Loading. So we've got about a 300% sell through, almost a 400% sell through. So that means it's going to sell, you know, about 3 weeks. So you list it and it's basically guaranteed to sell within 3 weeks. So looks like iPhone 13s. Listen, just off of personal experiences, because there's literally thousands in here. It's going to sell for around 500. Buy it for around 250. Once again, I don't recommend reselling iPhones. This is the last iPhone I have on my list. We've got 5,600 listed and we've got 14,000 sold. So we've got an over 200% sell-through rate. Apple iPhone 14. These are gonna run you a pretty penny. I would be prepared to drop a few $100s, even buying them on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, Mercari, Etsy, or whatever. You can even source items on eBay. Like those lots of like 10 iPhones, you could actually buy those and then resell them individually, probably make like $25 per phone. But for 10 phones, you make like $250. So Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max, this is a pre-owned, so used, and it's selling for over $1,000. That's the 14 Pro Max, and it's a 1 terabyte. So this is like the most top of the line you can get. So I'm guessing if this was brand new, this will probably sell for like $1,200. So just something to keep in mind. So if you've got an Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max 1 terabyte and you see it on Facebook Marketplace for like $500, I'll go and message them. I'll first try to negotiate a little bit, say, hey, I would buy it for $400. Can we make a deal? If they say no, I'd rather sell it for $500. I'll say, okay, fair enough. I'll buy it for $500. Bring it back home, list it for like $800 or $900. You made yourself a couple $100s there. All right, thank goodness we're outside or past the iPhones now. So now we're at the Samsung Galaxy A12. Now this is kind of similar to the Galaxy S series, but the A series are typically a little bit lower end phones. They're more just, you know, for your regular customer that's not ready to shell out $1,000 for a phone. These phones are typically like $100, $200, $300, and this is new, by the way. They're new about $200-300. But if you can find one for a really good price, I'm thinking like $40, and then maybe list it for like 80 or 100 on eBay, you should be able to make a sale, and that's used. It looks like these brand new ones, if you were looking, brand new ones are selling for about 125. So I guess a used one's probably gonna sell about 80 or 100 bucks. Let's just check the used box here and just check my knowledge here. So it looks like pre-owned selling for 115, 110, 105, 100, and then 95. So 80, 89. And keep in mind, so I talk a lot about sell-through, right? Keep in mind that your pricing is going to determine your sell-through. So the sell-through for a Galaxy A12 was at 115 compared to one that's listed for 95. It's going to be two completely different sell-throughs. That $95 one is going to sell a lot quicker than the $115 one, and your experience is going to determine the pricing. And what I mean by that is, typically when you start out, you're going to want to achieve top dollar for everything that you have in your eBay store. But eventually you'll come to realize, I've got a lot of inventory and I've got no more money to spend on more items. I'm tapped out. I've got to wait for my items to sell before I can start getting new items. And then a dilemma will enter your head, and you'll be like, I remember that person that offered me $100 when I had it listed for 110, and I said no because I want the 110. But if I would have just took the 100, then I could have took the 100 and bought something else, and then I could have maybe even sold that. So then I could have had two sales, but now I really just have zero. So then you start thinking, well, if I can lower my price a little bit and artificially raise my sell-through, then I can make more sales, and could I make more money doing that? It's something that's going to come through experience, but just stick through eBay reselling. Don't do it for just a week. Don't do it for 2 weeks. Do it for a year. Like, just do it for a year. Like, at least do it for a year. Like, really commit to yourself and say, for 2024, I'm going to commit to eBay reselling. And by the time a year is over, like, all I have to do is start with $100. All I have to do is start with $100, $200. $200. Start with $200 and follow this math. You're guaranteed to make $1 million. Now, mind you, this is using perfect math, and I'm not accounting for expenses like shipping and taxes, but the math is there. Okay, the concept is there. Okay, so Galaxy A13, I'm not gonna check the listed. I've already looked at it twice, and I forgot both times, but I know it's over 100% sell-through rate. You know, we're doing it live. We'll just check it one more time because I kept forgetting. Okay, so 900 listed, because I was right in my mouth. I'm sorry, guys. 900 listed, 1,500 sold. So we've got about 140 or 160% sell-through rate. We'll go ahead and list it by highest first. We'll go to condition. I clicked the wrong button. We'll click used. We'll unclick that refurbish there. So we got one selling for 200. And then rest selling for 150, 130, 115. Looks like it's real comfortable around that 110 mark. So I'm gonna get this phone. I'm probably gonna sell it for about $95. So if I'm gonna sell it for 95, I want to pick it up for maybe like 45 or 55 bucks. It's gonna cost me $5-10 to ship, $5-10 in eBay fees. So I can at least make like a 10 to 20% margin on the phone, which is, you know, honestly not terrible when you consider the fact that most restaurants operate on like a 3% margin. So Samsung Galaxy A14, same deal, the A series, 700 listed here, and we'll go to sold items, and we've got 1,700, so that's like a 200% sell-through rate. Absolutely delicious. We love to see that. And so we'll go to highest first. see how much it's selling for. So looks like brand new. We've got one selling for 200. A lot of brand news. Brand new. I just saw an open box here. Oh, here's a pre-owned 175, 64 gigabytes unlocked. So it looks like if you got an unlocked 64 gigabyte version, it will sell for 175. So with that knowledge in mind, that means that you could probably sell one comfortably around $140. You can sell it for $140, and if you could pick one out for like 40, 60, maybe 80 bucks, you know, which are going to be about $100 all in with shipping and eBay fees, you'll still make about 40 bucks there, which is not bad at all. All right, we're running to the end of the list of the phones. Once again, if you made it this far in the video, just go ahead and drop a like. It's going to be a very long video. Let's see how long we've been recording for. We've already been recording for half an hour. We've only made it through the phone. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you want to see, and let's keep going. We've got a few phones left to cover. Samsung Galaxy A50. Okay, so we've got 382 listed, and we'll check the solds. 604. Okay, so we've got 140% sell-through rate, highest first. We've got a lot of lots here. Also, this just came to my attention because I've seen these absolutely shattered, disgusting phones, like absolute disgusting. If you are good with your hands at all, you can actually fix these phones and flip them for more money. I'll be completely honest, there's two reasons why I don't do this. Number one, I don't want to be responsible, meaning I don't want to buy a phone and then try to fix it and it doesn't work, or I can't fix it properly, or I break it even more, and then I'm just out that money. And technically you won't be out the money because you can still sell it for parts. And number two, it just takes time. Like, money is money, but also time is money. So if you spend time doing something, are you losing out on opportunities to be making money elsewhere? You know, it's basically the way I look at it. So just something to keep in mind. But if you got the tools, if you got the know-how, like, why not? And like, maybe you have to think about your succession plan after eBay. Like, maybe eBay and reselling phones on eBay is what gets you into fixing and repairing phones. And because you started doing eBay and that led you to starting fixing and repairing phones, that led you to actually opening up your own phone repair business. And then you run a business instead of doing eBay. Now you have your own brick and mortar location, and you're fixing phones or repairing phones, and eventually start hiring people. And now you're no longer fixing and repairing phones, you're overlooking the people that are fixing it, your employees. You know, so maybe you have to think about your succession plan. Maybe I'm thinking too short-sighted and saying, oh, I don't want to fix phones. But maybe for you, you would say, oh, that sounds like a great idea, because that's going to give me experience to maybe even open up a different kind of business in the future. So just something to keep in mind. Remember, everybody's different. You got to find your own plan that's going to work for you. The only thing I can do is just give you the sauce and you figure out what you want to do with it. Okay. Every single item in this video is going to be at least 100% sell-through rate. That means if you list it, it's going to sell within 90 days, assuming you take good pictures and you price it right. Okay. Anyways, so we've got the Samsung Galaxy A50. If we look down here, looks like brand new, selling for 130. So if I had to guess, I'm assuming used gonna sell for like 100, 110, maybe 120. I see some open boxes, 99 to 118. Open box, good, refurbished, 115. Pre-owned, 115. Okay, so it's comfortably gonna sell around 100 bucks. So I'm gonna look to buy it for around 50 bucks. Make about 30 or 40 bucks there in profit. 60 or 600, I should say, listed for the Samsung Galaxy A51. And we'll check the solds. 900 results for the solds. That means about 150% sell-through rate. That means it's going to sell probably within 75 days or 2.5 months. We'll go ahead and do price plus shipping, highest first. We can go ahead, it's already selected for use, which is perfect. Thank you, eBay, for remembering. We got a pre-owned one, 144, 128 gigabytes, track phone only. So if this was unlocked, it would actually sell for more. But looks like comfortably we should be able to sell this for about 120 bucks. So I'm not going to spend any more than like $80 on this item. So anyways, we'll jump to the next item, Samsung Galaxy A52. We've got 253 results here. And we've got 523 results. We've got about 200% sell-through rate. That means it's going to sell within 2 months, assuming you take good pictures and you price it correctly. Looks like pre-owned, it's selling comfortably around the 150 mark. And if you want to know how I'm able to, I literally look at these for 2 seconds and I can tell you comfortably how much it's going to sell for. The first thing, just giving some advice, ignore the most expensive ones, okay? Like you see it goes from 319 to 280 to 330 down to 229. Like that's $100 jump, okay? Now obviously this is a lot, but this one is 319 and this one's 229. So I'm not really worried about these, especially not the lots. I look here and I'm looking for a small variance in the pricing, making sure I'm in frame here. Small variance in the pricing. Okay, so 199, 189, 179. That's $10 jumps. Now for an item that's $200, that's a 5% jump. 5% is pretty big. So if we keep looking, 179, 175. Okay, now obviously there's shipping in here, but I'm just trying to make this simple so everybody can understand. We're just gonna ignore the shipping for right now. Okay, looking at 179, 175. Okay, it jumped $5. 175, it didn't jump at all. Then it jumps $10. Then it actually jumps up $10 because of the shipping. Okay, but just for presentation sake, 171. Okay, 169, 169, 168. 157. This is actually 167, so it only changed $1. When you see that small variance, then you can say, okay, so you look at the bell curve, right? A bell curve's kind of come like this. When you see that low variance, that means you're reaching the top of the bell curve. Okay, when you kind of got these edges, that's like the outliers. You got your bell curve. You want to be around that bell curve. Okay, so this is the bell curve right here. I found the bell curve. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, okay, I found the bell curve, it's around 160. I'm just gonna go a little bit lower than that and say I could probably comfortably sell it for 140. Okay, it doesn't mean I can't list it for 160, but if I list it for 160 and someone sends me an offer for 140, I'm probably gonna take it. Okay, let's keep going. A53, we've got 400 listed, and we will check the solds. We've got 893, so we've got a 200% sell-through rate. That means it's going to sell within 60 days. We'll go ahead and click used here. And we got them selling for the higher range, almost up to $200. Not quite fair. But this is something, look at the variance. 179, 179, 179, 179, 179, 179, 179, 180, 180. 175, 182, 170. Look at the variance. Okay, I can confidently say, without ever having sold an A53 in my life, I can confidently say that I could take an A53 in good condition, not even new, just good condition, and it would sell for exactly $182. I can guarantee you it happened. Okay, so if I can make that guarantee, then I know if I go out and I find one for, let's say, $120, I know there's some profit to be made. And don't let me find it for $80 because I'm swooping that immediately. Okay, last of the A series. Actually, it's not the last of the A series, but the last of the A5 series, I should say. We got the A54, 362 listed. And we will check the solds. We've got, oh my goodness, this is almost a 300% sell-through rate. This is going to sell in just about 3 months. Or I'm sorry, it's going to sell in about 30 days. We will check the comps. When someone says check the comps, that means the comparison, comparative sales, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Is comparative sales, is that the right term? 265, 265, 249, 260, 259, 259, 258. Absolutely delicious. So if I can buy this for like $100 and $150, I'm buying it. It's gonna sell within 30 days. 300 listed for the A02s. This is another one of those more budget, consumer, wallet friendly devices, you could say. Got 300 listed. We've got 450 sold, so about 150% sell-through rate. That's the A02s, and the price isn't too crazy on these. But remember what I said earlier: when you got things that people are not really looking for, there's less competition, and these can be These can be the small little things that guarantee you just a couple extra dollars in between those big whales of iPhones and Galaxy S23s and such. Okay, so it looks like used selling for about 80 bucks here. Let's just keep going. 70. Okay, so it's really comfortable around that 75 to $80 mark. So I know if I can buy one for like 30 bucks, I know there's some profit there. We made it to the end. A03s, okay, 650 sold, or 650 listed, I should say. And we'll go to the solds. 200% sell-through rate, over 200% sell-through rate, over 200% sell-through rate. That's going to sell within 60 days. Within 60 days, it's going to sell. Within 2 months. If you can wait 2 months, you could very well just double your money. $89 looks pretty comfortable, around 85, that $80 mark. So if I can buy it for 30-40 bucks, I'm on it. I'm on it. All right, guys, so we just finished the first section. How far along are we? We're 40 minutes in. Okay, I just want to thank you for making it this far. We're going to jump straight into the next section. I'm not going to waste any of your time. The next section is going to be laptops. I'll see you there.